Hello, guys, and welcome back to the pod. I'm glad you guys are joining me again on this third episode as I continue to share my story. The previous episode, I talked about how a few powerful words really started the fire inside of me. And at that moment, I could have imagined that everything was getting better. I personally believe things were gonna get better. But despite a few trips to the hospital, despite some prayers, it just happened that I hit the ground again. And the aftermath of me just trying to get myself back up, and when I thought I was up, and it was really painful because that was the start of a long stretch of months of just basically running in circles, trying to get up, falling down, trying to get up, falling down, trying to get up, falling down. It was really tough. But I can recall the moment. Basically, it was Christmas time. We gathering the family. It's my favorite time of the year. I'm not even going to lie on that. It's by far my favorite time of the year for specific reason, obviously. Not gift only, but just the fact that the world acknowledged that Jesus Christ was born is beautiful. And obviously the decoration, the light, the colors, it's all great to see. But the acknowledgement about Jesus Christ coming to earth, for us to set us free is what I look forward to the most in Christmas. And obviously the food too, great food. But it was a different Christmas, from all the previous Christmas. Despite all the meals that were set, and basically my favorite meals were all on the table, I can remember just struggling to eat. And for the first time during Christmas dinner, I didn't have appetite. I'm usually the one that just goes off with the food, Everybody knows about me, I'm a big man and I love food. And that Christmas specifically was the one thing I remember that I didn't have appetite. I was basically forcing myself to eat. And that was just one of the parts of me just not feeling well. Despite thinking I felt well, despite thinking that I got up. That moment right there let me know that I wasn't feeling well, because I could have lose appetite on Christmas dinner, It's unusual. But I felt that in myself, but I don't think the people around me, my brothers, my sisters, my parents, realized that I wasn't really eating the way I usually eat. And after that, we took a few pictures. We had family pictures like we always do. And I remember just feeling empty, even when they were taking pictures. I'm really joyful when we take pictures. And when I look back at those pictures right now and I look at it, I wasn't even looking at the camera. I felt like I was somewhere else, to be honest. It felt like I was somewhere else. I wasn't in the moment. I wasn't living in the moment. And that's a Christmas I always remember, because it wasn't like every other Christmas. Same happened with New Year's. We basically, New Year's and Christmas is same thing. We gather with family and everything. New Year's, we usually go to church, spend time with the fellow believers, celebrate the crossover night, with dancing and cheering. I remember going to church that day, the 31st of December 2020. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing there. I wasn't dancing. I wasn't speaking. I wasn't praying. I was just there, sitting still. And the crossover night, I barely even felt the crossover night. Usually I'm like cheerful whenever there's a crossover night. I'm so happy that we got into a new year, but that one, just empty. Just empty. And we got back home, took a few pictures like we always do. Still, was just not living in the moment. Was not even happy to take some pictures. Man, it was really tough. It was tough because those are basically the two, my favorite two gatherings of the year, apart from my birthday, obviously. But I really love those moments. And when I think about it, that I wasn't really celebrating those moments. But 2021 came, and oh man, 2021, a blur. That's if I can describe 2021, a blur. Like I don't remember key moments in 2021. I barely remember what I did in 2021. I just know that I wasn't myself. And during that time, it was weird because I still had struggle with sleep and appetite. Appetite is the new thing that beginning to happen. I wasn't eating. My hygiene was poor, and it was just terrible. And I was spending most of my days just sitting down, sitting still and watching, observing, listening to worship music, watching sermons, just doing the usual, hopefully just to get better. But it was tough. I think my parents were trying everything, they called pastors. They called everybody they could know to come and see me, to pray for me, and just to see how the progress was going, because it was like my body was deteriorating. I was like turning off, like literally going on 0% of energy. And as they kept just trying everything they could, it was the usual. Like every day I would wake up, sit down, wake up, sit down, wake up, sit down, not speaking. At first, I don't think they realized that, but after a few months of realizing I wasn't speaking, that's when they noticed that something was wrong, because how could I lose my speech? And basically, I spent if I remember, I spent about 8 months without speaking words, basically, because I think I might have screamed or might have like shouted from pain, but speaking words, conversations, I don't remember. I really don't remember speaking during those months. But 2021 was big because even though I wasn't feeling like myself, life was still going on. Life goes on. Whether you feel like yourself or you do not feel like yourself, life goes on. And that specific year, my sister was getting engaged, and the marriage was due around July. And honestly, I did not even think I was gonna make it to July, to be honest. I did not think so. I was like, by the way things are going now, those are my mind, like the lies that was running through my mind, the lies back and forth just running through my mind, that I'm not gonna make it, I'm probably gonna pass, like things like that. It was tough. And during those months of just sitting still, not speaking, that was going on. I was fighting a mental battle with like the voices in my head. to a point where, you know, people around me started thinking I was crazy. And he even got to a point where I had to go see a therapist. I don't remember. He was a therapist or a psych. I don't know. But I had to go see somebody so I could speak to. But unfortunately, I could not speak. So basically, they were using interprets, and my sister was also being my interpret because she knows me. And we were just going through all that. And while the big event was on the way, we were getting ready because obviously it's my sister. Back home, getting married, I have to get ready. But how could I get ready? I mean, how could I get ready? Like in a moment like this, I'm not even myself. I haven't spoken to anybody. I haven't done anything. I've been inactive for about 4 months now. And the reason why I say 4 months now is because during those, like from New Year's to like whatever was going on, it's just a big blur that I don't remember. I don't remember touching my phone. I don't remember doing anything. People that are around me may have known. They may know what happened, what I did during those times. But it's like the memory has been wiped away from me. And during 2021, all I can remember is, getting ready for the wedding. And I had a lot of assistance from my brothers, from my sisters, getting ready for the wedding and getting the trip back home ready, because I could not do anything. You know, picking my suit. It was a tough day. I remember just going out to go look for my suit, and I was just like going through the motion. I put my suit on, the tailor tailored it and did whatever he was doing. But I was still not speaking to anybody. Still not speaking at all. And went and got ready. That's what I can remember. I can remember again, prior to that, while I was still fighting that mental battle, there was a voice that came to me, a voice that just said, "Now you gone forever." I remember that. That I can recall. A voice said, like, you going back there, you gone forever. Basically, he was trying to tell me that you going back home, you gone forever. Like, you're gonna go away forever. And that was a lie from basically the enemy telling me that don't go or you will pass. Like, basically, I tried to delay going to my sister's wedding. Like, the witnesses are there. My brother is there. I remember just like the day of the flight, I did not want to go. I just did not want to go. I forced myself to stay. We missed the flight a day. The second day we missed it. And then the third time we finally went. And thankfully, I had someone next to me, because if I took the flight by myself, I don't know what would have gone wrong. But I was able to get on the flight and go back home. And basically, back home, it's a crazy story. It's a crazy story of things that happened back home. It was like new life. Everything renewed when I went back home. But yeah, that was the start of like getting renewed, because the impossible happened back home, to the motherland, where I'm from, where I'm born, to like just being surrounded with people I know, just being able to talk, to like see the people around me, the people that I grew up with, the scenery, the places, the whole house, the whole home. Man, it was as if I was being reminded, you know, it's like a movie was flashing right in front of my face about I don't know how can I describe it, but there's that one series, that TV show called Chuck, and he basically has a computer stuck in his head, and he was able to like gather all information from the internet in his head. And that happened when he was standing still and watching things being projected into his brain, and he was able to to remember all of that. And after that, he lost the intersect, and he had to go again and regather the informations. And that's basically how I can describe me going back to the motherland, because I felt like once I touched down, I regathered so much info. I realized who my family was, if I had forgotten, because it felt like I forgot about my family. But I regathered all the information about my family. I realized how big my family was. I realized how vast, my family was. And that just started everything. Kick-started my journey back to life. But I want to thank you guys again for listening to this episode. This episode was just about talking about the blur that happened in 2021 prior to regaining conscious. And next episode, if you guys join me, I will be sharing about how it happened, how everything happened, how I regain my conscious about everything. It's a truly wonderful moment, and it's supernatural moment, and a thing that I can only give glory to God for, because He does the impossible. Nothing is impossible with God. That's who He is. And I want to thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys will tune in the next episode. But until then, I wish you guys the best. Take care.